Welcome to another episode in our series Creativity and Innovation for KM Programs. Today our theme is value, as it was in our last episode, in episode 7. I am Stephanie Barnes and I'm on my own today. My partner in crime is on vacation, so you're going to get a monologue rather than a dialogue. But I wanted to follow up on this topic while it was still reasonably fresh in my mind. As it is, it's actually been a couple of months since we did episode 7 and since I had the meetings that I'm going to talk about in a moment. So, as I mentioned, this is a follow-up to an earlier conversation from episode 7 that John and I had around value. In that conversation, I was about to attend some meetings on a model for valuing intellectual capital. And I thought I might have some more insights to share after those meetings. So you're wondering what's happened in the 2 months between these 2 episodes and the meetings. What insights did I have? I hear you asking yourselves. Well, from that meeting, I did get some additional insights into the complexity of valuing intellectual capital. I already knew it was difficult. Certainly, I'm an accountant by training, and I know it's also controversial. But the model that organization's developed really illustrates it in spades. There are over 60 variables in their model, but they've had some good results in proving the value of intellectual capital to support investments in startups and other organizations, to support loans and things. However, the information I gained really wasn't what I was looking for the project that I was working on at the time, which was a bit disappointing. Since that time, I've had some other people send me some additional information on valuation and value, and I've done some more research and reflected some more for the project I was working on, and then have reflected on it even more since the project wrapped up a few weeks ago. And what has struck me is that people seem to assume or think that because there's numbers, or because it's numbers, there must be a right or wrong, that there is a right answer, that there's only one. And I run into this thinking with knowledge management too. There's a silver bullet, there's a magic answer, there's one right way to do this, but there isn't. It's totally dependent on a whole host of factors. And so when we're talking about value, there really isn't, even though it's numbers, it's very subjective. There are costs to produce or create the service or the good. There's opportunity costs. What else could you be doing with those resources during that time? Then there's the intangibles. What is it worth to someone to have a solution for the problem that they're facing? And I think, in particular, for an example, maybe that's easier for you to understand the intangible side of things. I have a degree in accounting, as you will know if you've watched some of the other videos. And I worked in finance and accounting early in my career. I'm not intimidated by doing my bookkeeping and my taxes and sitting down and figuring that out for myself, being self-employed. I don't like to do it. I'd rather do something else like paint, but I'm not intimidated by it. And so I'm unlikely to pay someone to help me because I can do it myself, at least at this point, until I win the lottery or make $1 million and have much more complicated finances than I do right now. However, lots of people are a bit intimidated by the thoughts of sitting down and working through all the bits of paper and the forms and dealing with the tax department. And so having someone help them or do this accounting and bookkeeping taxes for them is worth something to them. Maybe a few tens of dollars, or a few hundreds, or even a few thousands, depending on how complicated it is and the volume and complexity of the transactions. So working with an account, for me, the value is zero. There's no value in it for me. Whereas for someone else in my same situation as a freelancer or solopreneur, but without my education and training, it might be worth something, tens or hundreds or thousands of dollars. It's very subjective. There's no one right answer. So keep that in mind. So this is where, as a provider of goods and services, understanding your market comes into play, and market research is critical. What are your customers willing to pay for your service or your product? If your client is internal, as it often is in a knowledge management program, what is the organization willing to pay for your knowledge management program, for you to enable the staff and of the organization to give them the ability to find the knowledge they need when they need it? to be more efficient, to be more effective, to be more innovative, to provide, superior customer service? What is that worth to the organization? Something for you to think about. And at that point, I thank you for watching. Please be sure to like this video and to subscribe so that you don't miss any of our future episodes. John will return, don't worry. And feel free to post any comments you have in the comment section. Thank you.